Hi, I'm Brenda Abdoyan, and if you've seen my site, you know I use a lot of henna-based art, the design mostly. Sometimes I use the actual paste on wood and on myself. And I decided to share with anyone who was interested how I make my henna paste. Right now you're looking at all the ingredients I actually use to make my henna paste. These are the things that I've discovered mixed together work unequivocally the best for me. I figure if it works, then I'll just keep repeating it. So that's what I'm going to show you. I mix a lot of things together, but of course you're going to start with your hennas. And I say hennas because I rarely use one alone, but if I were to use one alone, I would use this henna alone. I think it's Jamila. I'm not sure how you say it. I would hate to butcher the name, but as you can see the box, and I will tell you where you can get it regardless. You can get the same henna that I have in this little packet at the same location. This is henna from Yemen, usually designed to cover gray hair. I use it because it seems to get a deeper tone for me. So in order to do a henna paste, you take the little package out, and this one I've opened and used once before, so it's only about half full. I'm going to use about the second half here, probably not the whole thing, but the second half. And this is super finely sifted, so you don't have to re-sift this. And sifting is important if you're trying to do super fine designs. If you want very intricate detail, one tiny little piece of leaf or stem left in the henna will stop that from happening. It will jam up your applicator. So this is super fine and it works perfectly. Again, same with this, and I'm going to put probably 3 dry tablespoons of that powder in there. Once I have these two powders together, I'm just going to take a minute and mix them together just to make sure that they kind of end up even. And then it's time to add your liquids, but there's 2 stages to that. You're going to add what we call the liquid witch's brew, and that brew consists of the mixture of things you use to create a dark henna tattoo. Well, what seems to work for you. I'm going to move the powder aside for a second. And I use coffee. And this is just a Pyrex liquid cup of coffee beans, just normal coffee beans. I make it very strong and good and hot, and I don't know if you can see the steam rising off of that, but it's pretty hot. The very next thing that I put in there are cinnamon sticks. So I put a couple of cinnamon sticks into the coffee, and we allow that to steep for at least a good 5 minutes so that it gets the oil out of the cinnamon into the coffee. And black peppercorns, and I know you can probably see that's a lot, but I put that many in there. Again, it's the peppercorn oil I'm after in the coffee, and the coffee will steep that out. Once I have that in there, I add some cumin seed, and pretty much a little, like I guess a half a teaspoon of whole cumin seed. For anyone who's not familiar with cumin seed, this is the bottle. You can get it at any grocery store. I'll put a list on my website. And finally, ground cloves. And I put a good measure of those in there too. This does 2 things. Again, I'm after the clove oil, and I'm also after the really nice aromatic scent that it gives. So now that we have our witch's brew all together in our coffee, these are the steeping ingredients. I'm just going to stir that up. We're going to let that sit for a few minutes. And you're going to have to be patient with this one part because you really want those oils to come out into the coffee. Coffee is acidic and it'll help pull the oil out of these other items. So what we'll do, and this smells awesome by the way, we will let that sit for 5 to 6 minutes. Assume that time went by. I'm going to pause my video and I'll be back.